From Mamma Mia, welcome to The Spill, your daily pop culture fix. I'm Laura Brodnick.
And I'm Em Burnham.
And welcome to Weekend Watch, where we talk you through the best new TV shows and movies that have come out this week so you know what to watch for the weekend. You don't have to get lost in a scroll.
Oh my God, I didn't play by the rules this week.
I feel like you just have to even stop saying that because you say it so many times in an episode. To be fair, when you told me what you wanted to recommend this week, I went quiet for a minute and I think like I had a vacant look in my eye. And it's because I was reading the rules for Weekend Watch of the rules for the episode, and they exist in my head because I made them up. So in my head I was reading through them, and I decided to give you a pass because this came out last Friday. So within a week.
Okay.
So that's okay. If it had come out on Thursday, no.
Interesting.
I
have a feeling
you don't listen to anything I say.
No, it came out on Friday.
Okay. We'll stick to that story.
Okay. But before I get into my Weekend Watch, I want to make a public apology.
Yeah.
Because my Weekend Watch last week was a Disney show called Chad Powers, starring our friend Glenn Powell. And it was like not an anti-recommendation, but it was a recommendation where I didn't think I did the show justice.
Well, you basically said that you liked the idea of it and you started watching it and you liked it, but it got worse as you went along. Yeah. So you ended your section of Weekend Watch by saying, I don't know if you guys should watch this.
Yes.
And then it basically wasn't that great.
And now I've kept watching. And
you went back again.
I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, what changed? Because you'd watched a few episodes.
I watched the first two episodes.
Okay.
And then
it didn't pull you in.
And the third episode came out. I was like, I may as well watch this now.
Yeah, you're like, I'm in now.
And it was a great episode.
Is it just that the storylines picked up or?
I feel like the characters have started to find themselves more in the third episode.
Yeah. And this is Glenn Powell pretending to be.
Yes, Glenn Powell playing this kind of ostracized jock named Russ Holiday, who was a bit of a dick, and so everyone hated him, and he kind of left football and left Hollywood and all of that, and then he made this alter ego named Chad Powers so he could get back into the NFL. And in the third episode, he plays his first game.
Oh, and that's where it switched for you.
Yeah, and I think when they lent more into the sports element, because it is meant to be a sports comedy, it's gotten much, much better.
Okay, and you felt like you just had to address the people because you couldn't let it. It's like when I recommended How I Met Your Father because I'd watched the first episode and then I had to come back 2 weeks later and be like, guys, no, don't watch it. It's terrible. I watched the rest of it.
Yeah.
So sometimes we change our minds, but you've now given this show 2 hits of publicity. So I hope Glenn Powell's
this is not the show that should be given 2 hits of publicity.
Yeah, the show does not deserve to be on 2 episodes, but there you are. All right, what are you recommending that came out last Friday?
Okay, so
allegedly.
The third season of the horror drama series Monster came out on Friday. It's the Ed Gein story. Ed Gein was a grave robber, a murderer, an alleged serial killer. It was like not legally proven that he was a serial killer, so it's still alleged serial killer. Okay. He was known as the Butcher of Plainfield, which I feel like is a very, very scary title to have.
Yeah, you don't want to hang out with that person.
So the Monster series was created and directed by Ryan Murphy. The first one was about Jeffrey Dahmer. Second one was about the Menendez brothers. A lot of criticism for the series of like the over-dramatization and also the over-sexualization of a lot of these like horrific stories.
Because here's the thing about Ryan Murphy is like he loves to tell a really twisted, horrific, bloody tale. Like he's done that with American Horror Story for years, even American Crime Story, like to an extent, even though they're more about like telling history in a different way. But he also loves really hot people. And who could blame him? We all do.
We all do.
But he's loves really hot people. Yeah, he's one of the girls. He loves really hot people doing bloodthirsty things. Yeah. And he really leans into that with Monster. The difference is American Horror Story is mostly fictionalized people. So it's okay to watch someone kill someone and then have sexy times.
Yeah. This
feels a bit different.
It's a bit different, but also this third installation Ryan Murphy's not involved in. It's Ian Brennan, who I think used to be one of his co-writers. And was like one
Ryan
of his
Murphy's busy making Kim Kardashian's
so
new legal
busy
drama.
With Kimmy K.
Yeah.
And this, you can actually tell that Ryan Murphy's not as involved in this one because it's actually quite different. There's a lot of like meta commentary that's happening about the Ed Gein story in general. Firstly, I should probably say Ed Gein is Charlie Hunnam plays Ed Gein. He's from like Sons of Anarchy. He is so good looking.
Yeah, he's so good.
He does not
looking.
look good in this.
Well, good. He shouldn't. And also, like, he hasn't not worked since Sons of Anarchy. But remember how he did that King Arthur movie,
Yeah,
and that
so
was everyone thought he was going to be the next big blockbuster superstar, and he dropped out of 50 Shades of Grey because he was meant to play like the lead in that. And so I think he's been kind of finding his footing. I don't love. I was about to say he went method for this role. He definitely didn't.
No, he did not.
I'm
telling you right now, he did not go method.
Call the police if that's true.
You can't go method.
He
for a
went
role
and
like
sat near Ed's grave for hours and hours and hours to spent the day with him in order to get in his head.
Don't like that.
And I don't love that.
Don't love that for him.
I don't know if he did, if he just thought it'd be a good story to tell during interviews.
Yeah,
because
you
you've
have
got
to do something. You have to like have a shtick. But he is excellent in this. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of meta commentary because Ed Gein, he is like so infamous. Like his story, like all the horrific things he did to people, has been an inspiration for so many like blockbuster hits, like Psycho. Like he's the one who had that crazy relationship with his mother.
Yes. Oh my God. And also one of my fave movies,
Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, also a great movie
because he used to like
every
take
iteration
the skins of like the corpses and wear them and put them on his lampshades.
Oh, and that's what Leatherface does in Chainsaw Massacre.
It's Silence of the Lambs because he was.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Bit of light cannibalism.
But yeah, he like that guy is just like made so there's like commentary on like how he's influenced Hollywood and stuff alongside the story. I do want to say if you're a fan of horror, you will love this. I had to switch off. It's so
well, no, not a fan of horror because I'm a huge fan of horror, but I don't watch these shows. Like I haven't watched this. Everything I'm learning about it, I'm learning through you.
It's so like it's the biggest difference I've noticed between seasons 1 and 2 of Monsters, this one is way more violent.
I just don't love, and again, I'm not judging people for doing this because there's heaps of stuff that I watched I'm sure people wouldn't like, but I just can never really get into a story if I know it's really based on real people. Like who does Addison Rae play? One of the victims. Yeah. And like that's a real person. I mean, our favorite pop girl, I want to support her. I'll just play Diet Pepsi like 20 more times to support her. But I don't ever love like thinking about like that person. I don't know. Personally, I would just hate it if I was brutally murdered and then someone made a TV show about me.
And also the thing about this season is like I feel like it doesn't really humanize him at all.
Well, that's good.
Because I felt like Dharma, like they
that
really
was the
humanized him.
Right, for Evan Peters' character in that.
And like they made him sexy. And I'm like, you can't make him sexy.
I know, but I guess like that's been people.
And the Menendez brothers, when that came out the same time as the documentary about the Menendez brothers came out, and there was like such a stark difference between the story that the documentary was telling versus the story that Ryan Murphy was telling. I think there are like, you can't push it too much when it's like a real story. I agree.
And haven't they fictionalized a lot of this story
so
as
much
well?
is dramatized. So much.
Which
like,
is good. Like you should, I guess like you
relationships.
should, it's meant to be a TV show at the end of the day. And I think it's all sometimes even more respectful to the people involved to fictionalize it. But then also if you say it's based on a real story, then people are going to believe it's a real story and they're going to start believing all of these facts.
Believed it.
You believed it.
And then I had to go on the Wikipedia page and be like, oh, that was wrong, that was wrong, that was wrong, that was fake, that was made up. Okay.
How much did you watch before you chickened out? You like 20 seconds.
No. There's like this one scene.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil it because it's actually, he acts it so well. There's this one scene where he kind of cosplays.
He wears the skin. We know he does that.
No, but it's like he puts on this voice.
Oh.
That sent shivers down my spine. Like he is an amazing actor, but this voice, like I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then when I was going to sleep that night, I couldn't stop hearing that voice. So I had to turn.
Oh, that's so creepy. And that's not how you want to be thinking of Charlie before you go to sleep.
No, he's so hot.
He's so hot. It's a travesty.
It's crazy.
Think of that.
But yeah, if you're like that, like how I am, this would be very, very scary for you. But it is very interesting storytelling. Also, just like the intricacies and the difference of like the creativity that Ian has compared to Ryan is also so interesting to see. But yeah, that's Monsters, the Ed Gein story on Netflix.
If you're brave enough to watch it.
If you're brave enough, let me know.
Okay.
What's yours?
Well, speaking of something else that's a very enthralling watch on Netflix.
You have to be brave to watch.
You have to be brave to watch. The Victoria Beckham documentary came out last night.
I'm so excited. I don't want you to say too much because I really want to watch it.
No. I'm not going to spoil. It's so funny because I don't want to give spoilers, but it's also just a history.
Especially now that I'm like an expert in Spice Girls.
Oh my God. As I was watching it, I was literally squealing of how much you would enjoy it because now that you're
I've gone down in like deep rabbit holes of the Spice Girls. Like
and also we've gotten
I've been watching like clips of the concerts on YouTube.
Oh, then you're gonna love this.
Interviews, and you're right. Mel B was like the personality in all the interviews.
Yeah, she's the personality hire with, and it's very clear that she was really good at that.
And like when Jerry left, like
I love you're living this for the first time 20 years later.
I genuinely think like the world should have ended.
Yeah, well, for some of us it did. So if anyone's not across this story, we obviously knew the Victoria Beckham documentary was coming out. It's a 3-part documentary that is very different to the one that we had with them a few years ago where it was Victoria and David, but it was also very much about his life and his career, where this is about her. It's about her childhood. It's about her finding fame with the Spice Girls.
Is it a big ad for her fashion? To
an extent. No, it's not so much. It's chronicling this moment in time that's the lead up to her putting on a show at Paris Fashion Week, and in that time it shows flashbacks of like her childhood and her life. Her and like David's in it quite a bit, talking about her, like her best friend Eva Longoria's in it, Anna Wintour's in it, her parents get interviewed. So there's all of that.
Is Brooklyn in it?
Okay, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but just giving a bit of background in case they've got any new listeners here. We knew this documentary was coming out and we got very excited, and we were talking about the fact that a Victoria Beckham documentary was coming, and then you let slip that you didn't really know anything about the Spice Girls.
Yeah, why'd you have to bring that up?
Well, because I'm letting people know.
I got so heavily trolled for that.
Yeah, we've never had
and
so
also
much
by
feedback.
men. I had men in my DMs for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Going, why do you pretend to be like this dumb little baby who doesn't know any? Yeah, they're crazy. Men are crazy.
Men are crazy. Okay, I didn't know that was happening to you. I'm so sorry. I thought it was just women being like, learn about the Spice Girls. No history. Don't you support feminism? So, which ended with us doing an episode all about the Spice Girls, a brutally honest review of the Spice Girls, which we'll link in the show notes because it was one of the funniest episodes we've ever done.
I think that is like my now. Like I think it's above Gladiator for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's brutally honest. Which is also a great brutally honest review. We'll put that in the show notes as well.
I just start naming episodes now. But in that, I took Emily through some of the history of the Spice Girls and how they came together. And a bit of that is in this new Victoria Beckham documentary because you see a bit of her childhood and how it's kind of interesting though because she does that thing that like other celebrities like Meghan Markle do where they give these interviews about being really ostracized in high school and how there was such an ugly duckling and no one loved them and all this sort of stuff. And then, which I'm sure is true, like you can be bullied in high school and primary school in either way and you can feel like an outsider regardless of what you look like. But it's just always interesting in these documentaries where they say that to the camera and then it cuts to them and it's this video of Victoria performing for her class in this outfit and it's just so beautiful. And she's so talented and everyone's clapping and applauding for her. And then it cuts back to her and she's like, yeah, I was such an outcast and no one liked me.
Oh no.
I was like, you probably should have picked a different clip then. But apart from that, it's super interesting. So it chronicles her life and it talks a bit about the Spice Girls lore, and they even show a clip from Spice World, the movie, and they show one of my very, very favorite
clips. How did they get
clips.
that footage?
That's what I want to know because if you listen to our brutally honest review, we were talking about Spice World, the movie.
We can't find it anywhere.
We can't find it anywhere. It's been scrubbed from the internet. It's been scrubbed from online. And I've had so many spillers in my DM saying, hey, Laura, I've got the VHS. So I'm getting those messages. You know what I'm not getting is messages saying, I have the VHS. I'm going to fly to Sydney, bring it to you, and I'm going to bring a VHS player.
Yeah, we need the player.
I'm getting a lot of messages. I'm not getting a lot of action.
Yeah.
Because I'm so
just rubbing it
desperate for you to see this
so many
movie.
people have it.
But they show a clip from Spice World, the movie, so I was dying. They show Victoria's audition tape for the Spice Girls,
oh my God,
which I hadn't seen before, and why she picked a completely different song to them. And so I was dying over that. But they also talk about like, she's really honest too because she's doing a lot of the interviews and she's talking to camera and she talks about having an eating disorder, which she hadn't really talked about in that way before. She talked about kind of finding out she was pregnant on the Spice Girls tour and what was happening behind the scenes. She talks about, and she's really honest at one stage that she kind of like, they're showing all these photos of when she was like in her real WAG era after the Spice Girls had ended. She hadn't started her business, and she talks about like going to David's games, like moving to Spain, moving to America to kind of support him. And she was like talking about how she picked her outfits. And at the time, she's so like not the Victoria Beckham we know now, that she's so chic now. And back then she had like really long, thick blonde hair extensions, huge fake boobs. She'd wear like big sunglasses, like tiny short shorts, little corset tops with like her fake boobs coming out, like so tanned, like almost like Barbie-esque.
Yeah.
Which was a whole look at the time. Like she looked amazing. But she talks about in the documentary, she's like, yeah, I guess I was like looking for attention. Like I didn't want to lose. I wanted to be part of the conversation. reputation. And then she talks about building the fashion brand and how no one believed in her and like things that happened behind the scenes.
Because she was like made fun of when she built her fashion brand.
And when they bring Anna Wintour in to talk about it, she was like, I thought she was just a pop star with a hobby. Like I didn't believe. She's like
I want to be a pop star with a hobby.
Me too. That sounds so fun.
That sounds so fun.
A pop star with a hobby.
Like
My
Dua
hobby's a
Lipa,
fashion
like
label.
she's a pop star and her hobby is going to Italy.
Yeah. Oh, no, but she's also got a website and a podcast.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Have you gone on her website?
But is that her hobby? Because I feel like she's making bank on that.
Yeah, she is. But she's like, it's called Service 95 because she was born
it's so cool.
in 1995 and she wants to be of service to the world. And I was like, I don't know if you need to be doing a website when you're one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
But she's so cool.
And a podcast. Again, famous people doing podcasts. I can't get behind it. But in the documentary, Anna Wintour comes on and she's got her glasses and she's looking so chic. And she's talking about like, she's like, I knew her as a Spice Girl, but she's like, so many famous women in that world try and come into our world and they can't do it. And it's a hobby. And then Victoria talks about the fact that she kept inviting Anna Wintour to come to her shows and she would never come. And then she finally does. And then so you're seeing all these flashbacks and you're getting all this story about Victoria. And at the same time, the time is ticking for them to do this Paris Fashion Week show and the designs aren't ready, and then she's really worried about the reaction, and then they go to like this mansion outside of Paris where they're having the show, and it's just because it's been raining, it's flooded, it's mud, it's dirt.
Not the flooded mansion.
I know. And the Paris like council won't let them bring gravel in. It's a whole thing. I was very stressed for her watching it, but it's so good. It's 3 episodes on Netflix.
I'm so excited.
And the kids are in it.
Oh my
except
God.
for one.
Ah!
Yeah.
Stop.
Anyway, I won't say anything else, but you'll see.
It's Harper.
She's feuding with Harper
She's
Beckham,
feuding with Harper.
her teenage daughter.
Okay, because we're definitely going to be doing a brutally honest review on this.
I think we have to, because I know that sounds like I gave away a lot, but I literally skimmed the surface. Like all that stuff's like in the first 10 minutes of the first episode.
We can get
and then
in.
there's 3 full episodes.
Okay.
And it's fascinating.
And it's out right now?
It's out now on Netflix.
I'm so excited.